too important. It's been that way since I was a kid, growing up in Avon Park. That's where the action was. Okay, enough said. The other issue is I have before me an agreement to approve investigations as needed. Okay, it doesn't come up very often, but it's just on an as-needed basis with the law firm in Tallahassee, Sniffen and Spellman. I am reluctant to sign this on behalf of the board without at least the board's agreement that I have the approval to sign such an agreement like that. There are occasions from time to time when the need for an investigation might come up, and so we engage outside counsel to conduct that investigation. There are board policies that clearly give the board attorney that power, and there are some other times that come up that we kind of need an outside investigator, but it's not specific in any board policy that I have that authority, or that whoever the board attorney is will have that authority. So before I sign this fee agreement, I just want to make sure that the board is understanding that that's what I'm doing, and I'm not going to be responsible individually for paying these expenses. It is an investigation, or whatever the investigation might be, is over a period of time. The agreement says that it's capped at $10,000. Anything over $10,000 requires further approval, which I think is protective of everybody. And there's nothing that says it's going to go to $10,000. It can be very quickly determined. $200 an hour. This is with the law firm of Tallahassee, Sniffen and Spellman, and these guys do statewide investigations all the time for most of the districts I'm aware of. Okay, that's kind of their specialty, is to take care of sensitive matters on a neutral and impartial basis. So, that having been said, I'm asking for your approval to allow me to enter into this agreement.
We can't do that because it's not an agenda item.
Does that need to be put on our next agenda?
Because
I could do that,
I'm
or you
just
could just give me a head
telling
nod
you
and I'll
that,
sign.
and
call it
I
a vote
spoke
or
to you, I don't know that I, as a board member, can allow those costs, you know, and I don't know if it, you know, I don't know, I asked you to kind of check with your other attorneys in other counties. And maybe when the end comes and something's found, then we might, but I don't know that I want to start that, you know.
Well, here's the situation. Your current board policies do have provisions in them that say that it will be referred to the board attorney to refer to outside counsel for investigation. You have policies that say exactly that. That clearly would incur the precise situation we're facing today. I can't imagine it being anything else. Let's take, for instance, an absurd situation where 20 people come up and make different allegations. Who then is to determine these allegations? Is it the individual against whom the allegations are made? Are they supposed to have 20 separate attorneys hired or to defend against 20 separate allegations? I mean, I could see where a bunch of people would get together and make a bunch of allegations just to cause the person to incur a lot of expense.
So what is this law firm going to do an investigation?
Yes.
They'll actually do an investigation?
Yes.
That's the intent.
That's not the intent, that's the fact.
That's the fact.
Yes, I even have the name of the attorney that would be, got the fee agreement today and specifying the individual that would do the investigation.
Because, and I went in and spoke to Dr. Longshore on this matter, and I know what the allegation that was placed with her. But then I also need my fellow board members to realize that, I mean, we knew about this August 18th. We were told August 29th. This whole thing starts in 2019. So that's why I'm saying there's a lot involved here, you know. And so, you know, this would have to be something that would have to be brought. And I'd almost like to know how their investigation is going to be done. I don't know.
Well, I think it's going to be done like any investigation would be done.
I mean, is there a
You're going to look
chance?
at whatever documentary evidence you have. You're going to interview people at the request of both parties that might have some knowledge of it, make a determination, make a recommendation. It's the way investigations work.
I don't know. I've never known, do you know of another county that's had something like this?
Well,
with
this exact situation?
No, not with this exact situation where this was done and then, I don't, I wasn't planning on you, I was gonna talk to you after this individually,
Well, I
but
haven't-
you gotta.
Well, I haven't done a county by county survey, no. Am I aware of these types of situations? Absolutely I am. Stephanie Spellman has 3 attorneys that are dedicated to just this sort of thing. So, and they're not the only ones. I mean, I know that Del Graham does it. I know several attorneys, firms across the state that do work with school boards that do this type of thing. So, yes, it comes up
So
frequently.
I guess you'll have to bring it before the board because it was an agenda item.
Well, I don't have any problem with that. I don't have
You
any
need to
problem
ask
with.
me to expend
with,
$10,000
yeah,
to agree.
Fine. You know, if you want me to bring it back for the board as a board-approved contract, I'm happy to do that. Is that what you want? You know, I mean, to me, the policy says, refer to the board attorney who engages outside counsel when it's a matter involving superintendent. All right, that's what we have. That's exactly what we have. So I don't understand why there'd be any kind of issue whatsoever personally.
And that's the expense that it costs to do this type
That's
of
the
thing.
bottom
Yeah.
line.
It's not like it's a.
Well, that's
huge
why I
thing.
said, do you need it to be a board agenda approved, or is it just like you said, can we just?
I'm
Well-
not sure, if it's a policy already, why, I don't
Yeah.
understand
Well,
why you're
that's-
bringing it up.
That's
I'm bringing
what
it up
I'm
for one
thinking
reason
too.
only. When it says the school board of Highlands County by, and there's a line under there, and if I sign my name to it, that policy that I've cited is the whistleblower policy. This isn't a pure whistleblower deal. It's analogous to it.
Okay,
Okay, there is no policy that says exactly that.
okay.
Maybe we should draft and develop such a policy, but that's not for tonight.
Right.
So what's the process as you recommend that we go through this
Well,
and
you know.
get a vote, or what you're asking for?
Well,
Yeah.
And I'm
In
not
a
saying
way,
who's right or wrong or anything, I'm just, I was surprised then that we may be putting out $10,000, you know?
yeah, we may. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. And more.
No.
Okay, we're in that situation. There's no better way, there's no really other way to resolve
What I was
the
gonna say, it's-
situation.
you don't have a
None at
choice.
all. It's there. If there was another way to do it, fine, but there's not. I'm not gonna do the investigation. I can't do it. Conflict of interest.
Well, once again, do we need that on the next board agenda, or do you just need us to say,
You know, that's a great question. For me, I'm comfortable with the board, saying the board attorney has the authority to sign these things.
I think that's already in
It's
there,
in,
isn't it?
it's in the
Not-
policy already.
It's in the whistleblower policy. This is not a whistleblower complaint.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not in the policy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
And I thought my
That was my
previous
question.
comment.
Yeah.
Well, I thought my previous addressing of
addressed
this
that
issue
already, yeah.
did say it was analogous to it, but
Okay.
not directly on point.
So he either wants a head nod, yes, we can do it, or he wants you to tell him to put it on the next agenda.
And if we put it on the next agenda, fine, we can do that. It's gonna delay the matter that much more. More issues, more everything else, instead of just getting it done.
Yeah,
But we have to, it needs to be investigated as far as that goes.
It
If
has
there's
to
an
be.
allegation, so we really have no option. Are we not gonna say, okay, we're not gonna investigate it?
Yeah.
Well, then we're falling short at that point. Unfortunately, we don't wanna spend any money, but if investigation has to be done, we need, to obviously, everyone's things to be expedited as much as possible.
And investigations incur expenses.
That is.
yeah.
But this person with the allegations was actually talking with the state to see if it was our responsibility to pay or not. So I haven't heard an answer from that. So that was being looked into also, not investigated, but being looked into, so that's what I'm just, So,
So if that person recruited 10 other people to make complaints, then who pays for all that? You know, it just, where does it end? Where does it begin? Where does it end? I don't know either. But to me, the logical thing to do is to have it investigated, determine what the situation is, and be done with it. And if it costs the board some money, it costs the board some money.
It's gonna cost us money one way or the other as far as,
But there's a cap on it,
There's a cap.
10,000.
I'm fine with it.
So how does his head nod work?
He said he was fine with
He's
it.
fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I'll sign it.
okay.
There we
I
go.
wanted my answers that I asked for and I never got them, so, no.
I don't have an ability to answer that tonight.
And I'm assuming if we have questions, we can call you. I mean,
No, not
If-
really.
Until it's
He's got a
complete.
conflict.
well,
I- you know,
not to do it, but, I mean, I'm in favor because we have to do it one way or the other. Just trying to make peace, I guess.
Well, I'm not going to be involved in this process at all.
No,
Except to be liaison to have somebody come do it. Somebody's got to hire the person. And prior board policy, an analogous situation says, give it to the board attorney hires the outside counsel
Okay.
when it's at this level. And that's where we're at, okay?
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Are we complete with the school board attorney's comments?
We are, sir. Thank you.
We will go to board members' comments. Mrs. Shoup.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Mr. McClure for